Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Ignorant Intellectual on Media. This is our next episode in the father and daughter top 100 movies of all time list that we got the poster off Amazon that we've been scratching. This is episode 11, and the film is Into the Wild, 2007 film directed by Sean Penn, starring, I don't know half these guys anyway, so Emil Hirsch, he's the main guy, and John Hurt or William Hurt plays his father. I keep getting the two Hurts confused. And Marcia Gay Harden and Gina Malone also star. Vince Vaughn is also in it. He plays a farmer in this. And Zach Galifianakis is in it, but I don't recall him in the film at all. He has a brief encounter with the main character, whose name is, so that we know it, Christopher McCandless, but he calls himself Alexander Supertramp in the film. Changes his name so that people can't find him as easily. But basically, this film is basically about a high school kid, like a smart high school kid, who decides that the arguments between his mother and father are hurtful enough that he needs to leave, and he decides that he's going to go on a trip across America and go up to Alaska and live as a hermit, basically. So that's what he does. He ends up traveling up. He at first starts with his old jalopy of a car that breaks down, and then he goes by foot, and then he gets hitchhikers to pick him up, and he ends up meeting some interesting people, which is probably the best part of the film, is all the different characters he meets. And then he ends up eventually up in the Arctic, and he ends up finding this bus that he calls the Magic Bus. It's like an old abandoned bus that some hermit before him used, and he used it while he was up in the Arctic. And basically, he lives there for a few weeks, and then he ends up dying because he doesn't know a plant that he eats is poisonous. So, overall, did I like the film? I didn't turn it off. Like, usually if I dislike a film, I'll watch it, and then like 30 minutes, 40 minutes into the film, I'll go, okay, this film is stupid. Why am I watching this? And then I'll turn it off. So it didn't get to that point, but it's pretty close. It was like I didn't understand what the point of this film was. You have a guy who has, a tumultuous home life because his parents are arguing, right? Who cares? Okay, so then you leave, all right? Then you donate all your money to charity, and then you go traveling on the road, and you go up into Alaska, and you want to be a hermit, basically, yet you don't know how to take care of yourself in the Arctic. You understand what I'm saying? You're just basically giving yourself a death sentence, and that's basically what happened. So I'm not sure why anybody would want to watch a movie about a stupid teenager who decides that he wants to kill himself up in Alaska. You know what I mean? He didn't take any courses. He didn't read any books or anything. He kind of learned on the way. But it was like what is it? The Adventure? I'm not sure. Maybe I'm just too old to watch this film, but I just didn't understand the point of the film. It was based on a book by a guy named Jack Krakauer, if I remember his name correctly, about this guy who decides to leave his parents' place and go on the road and go up and live in Alaska. At least if you're going to do that, learn how to do it without dying, right? So, but he didn't. He ended up eating a plant that he thought was okay, and then he looks in the plant book that he has and realizes that it's poisonous. He ends up dying within a couple of days because of it, right? He's out in the middle of nowhere, nobody else around him, right? So, I don't know. Anyways, it seems like a stupid life to me, stupid death, and I'm not sure why anybody would want to make a movie out of it. What do you think of it?
I mean, I was honestly confused at first because it keeps switching back from the present time to the past time, so it was hard for me to follow like what's really happening. And also, like, he's just stupid. Just like first off, he lied about not needing money to survive. That's why he donated it to charity, and he doesn't want to have any possessions, this and that. But then he ends up getting multiple jobs just to get to where he goes, which he didn't need to in the first place if he had kept the money and like just bought a flight to Alaska. and then throw all the money away. You know, like if that was his final destination, then he could have just gotten there without all this time wasted. But he did affect a lot of people's lives. You know, like he was very extroverted, like he was able to connect with new people easily. And I was surprised, like, because this is based off a real story, right? So I was surprised that he made it alive, like not being murdered, not being like kidnapped, and all of that. So yeah, but I just don't see the point of it because you traveled all the way there to Alaska to do what? To find yourself? But I feel like he didn't really find himself. He did survive for like a year or two by himself.
I don't know how long. I think it was only a few weeks, wasn't it?
Yeah, but he left to find himself, but he left his family devastated, like worried about him.
Yeah.
Like that's selfish, you know. So I don't know how I feel about this film. Yeah.
It's the thing is watching the film. It was an okay film to watch, but I don't understand the point. What was it about this kid's life that was so important enough to write a book about it, and then to make a movie about it, and then to do both, and then the people who decided to, what are the top 100 movies of all time, to put it on the top 100 list. There's so many other movies that are much better than this film, and I don't know. I didn't understand it. It was nice to see. Can't remember the name of the actress, but she was in 40-Year-Old Virgin as the girlfriend. See her in this film. She's married, and they're kind of like hippies on the road that the main character ends up meeting on the road. So, but that was interesting to see her in something other than the 40-Year-Old Virgin, because I didn't see her in anything else. I thought she was good in the 40-Year-Old Virgin, but I just don't understand what the reason to make this movie is. What got up Sean Penn's ass to think, wow, this is such a good book, we should make a movie out of it, and then go make a movie about this young guy who ends up dying up in the Arctic because he doesn't know how to take care of himself properly. But is it because it's a tragedy and that's why they made it? I'm not sure. Anyways, it seemed pointless to me, really. I mean, it does. His story doesn't raise up to the point of being worth a movie. Maybe a TV movie or something, like a movie of the week or something. But like a major motion picture, I don't understand it. All right. Anyway, so let's scratch it and see what is underneath. All right. So 199, 98, 97, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Number 90. Into the Wild.
This is not number 90.
Yeah, because it's number 100, right?
Oh, right. Oh, it's just him on the magic school bus.
Yeah, on the Magic Bus.
Magic bus.
Yeah. That's the bus that he finds when he's up in Alaska, an abandoned bus in the middle of nowhere. All right. Okay, so that's it. So what's up next after that? Hopefully it's a better film than this one, and it is Blade Runner, the Ridley Scott film. That is a great film. That definitely deserves. In fact, I would put it up way higher. I'd put it up way up here rather than down here at like 89. But anyways, that's just me. All right. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the video, give us a thumbs up. Think about subscribing, and we will talk to you in our next video. Bye for now.
Bye.